Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. I'm Lewis Carlin for Bodyslam.net. Very excited because joining me today is one half of one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling today, the West Coast Wrecking Crew. He's also a terrific singles wrestler. Always a pleasure to be chatting with him. Very happy to welcome back Royce Isaacs. Royce, welcome back to the show, man.
Hey, it's great to be here. We always have a fun time. And I got to say, I'm very impressed with the autographed Paul Orndorff there in the background. One of the best pile drivers of all time. That guy's the man.
Absolutely. I was thrilled to meet him. It was a couple years ago. I met him at the Niagara Falls Comic-Con, and I had to meet him. He's one of my favorites. WrestleMania, him and Roddy Piper, Hogan, and Mr. T. Great stuff, man. And I got to shake his hand, and it was a great moment for me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good guy. I met him at Cauliflower Alley briefly, and he was really gracious with his time. And yeah, what an amazing athlete in his prime.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about Royce Isaacs, man. So September 10th, you and Jarrell Nelson, you won the FSW Tag Team Championship for the second time, fatal
Third,
four-way match. Third time.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
sorry. Cage match is wrong. It says you held it twice. So congratulations. How does it feel being one half of the FSW Tag Team Champions for the third time?
Yeah, no, it's great. I think what I'm even more proud of is our day was absolutely insane. We actually had a double shot, like a true double shot in multiple states on that day. So we started out. I had a match with El Phantasmo the night before in Vancouver. Got my happy ass back to LA. Landed at like 10:30. Got some breakfast. Dropped some of my stuff. Got some more of my stuff. Packed back up and like basically hit the road immediately. Went to West Coast Pro, the Don Quixote downtown in LA. Rocked it there. Me and Jarrell picked up a W over Kevin Blackwood and Alan Angels. And then legitimately, after our match, we got a catch your flight chant because we were about to not be able to catch our flight. We got to the airport with a couple minutes to spare. Like I think we had like a 6 p.m. flight after opening at the Don Quixote, and we got there just in time for the main event at FSW. We actually got there in the middle of the match, came out, did our thing, wreck shop, did it that West Coast Wrecking Crew style, and came out three-time FSW Tag Team Champions. It was a little unorthodox, but I mean, it's probably I don't know the last time someone's done an actual. It's one thing to like do a double shot where it's like you do like some like taco festival in the morning and then you do like a normal audience show at night. But doing an actual double shot and doing an actual double shot in two separate towns, I don't know how many people are still doing that anymore. So that was a day of hard work. So winning those titles at the end of it was kind of like this perfect cherry on top of the weekend to just be like, wow, we really did the damn thing.
Oh, you answered my next two questions, man. So my next question was about how'd you guys pull it off, two matches in two states, but you fully explained it there. Kevin Blackwood, Alan Angels, tell me about them. That was a excellent match. I think there was you gave Blackwood a clothesline, you just flipped him in the air. But tell me about the that match and your thoughts on Blackwood and Angels.
I think I was really excited for that match because they're two of the top professionals I would say on the that are on the indies today. I know Alan's also obviously with Impact, um, but I just mean that I'm seeing on the circuit quite a bit. Um, I think they're both really like Alan's an extremely good athlete and Kevin's an extremely good striker, so they make a good kind of smash and dash type of team. Um, you know, I really enjoyed that. I would love to run it back with them again, even like singles wise and whatever. I think they're both really really good talents, and they're people that I do respect as people quite a bit. Even though we got salty with each other with the words before the match and whatnot, that's just a part of the game. These are guys that I definitely have respect for, and I had to push us there, and hey, we if they would have pushed us much more, we maybe would have missed our flights. So hats off to them for sure.
All right, man. Did you enjoy your trip to Canada? I know the day before you were in a different country. So did you have a fun? I know it was El Fantasmo, great match. It's on YouTube. But how was your trip to Canada?
Yeah, that was really cool. It came together kind of last minute. I guess the champion, who was supposed to face LP, had some kind of scary, non-wrestling related health issues
Okay.
that held him out for the show. And I think he's cleared and he's good to go now. Shout out to Ferguson. But uh, it just happened to be a thing where I had reached out to them like randomly,
Okay.
and it was just like really good timing where they emailed me back and were like, "Are you available? You know, like next Saturday?" It was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So it came together at last minute, kind of. But that's kind of the wonderful thing here with wrestling is if you always have your stuff ready, if you stay ready, if you're ready to go, some really cool opportunities that can come your way. I've had quite a few really cool last minute opportunities come up in my career. So it's just a matter of always staying ready, always staying open, and always working hard. Because yeah, Vancouver was a pleasure. The fans up there were great in the Commodore Ballroom. I thought I mean, they hated my guts, but in a way that made my job really easy because I was getting a lot of reaction and feedback, even if it was a lot of middle fingers and boos.
Hmm.
I kind of expected that because El Phantasmo is, he's the hometown kid that made it big from there. So they should take a lot of pride in him. They should be really happy that he's their guy and he represents them. But damn it, it's my job to be a wrestler and win a match if I can. And El Phantasmo maybe had a little bit of that hometown magic that night, but I do think I gave him a hell of a fight, and I do recommend anyone check it out on YouTube because I do think on a real note, regardless of personal differences, I would say El Phantasmo is probably one of the most underrated guys in the game
Oh yeah.
right now. I think he's up there with any of the high flyers in terms of the kind of stuff he can do and how well he executes it, and I found that out firsthand.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Now, New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League starts November 20th. Do you feel West Coast Wrecking Crew deserves to be in that tournament?
I feel like we deserve to be in there. I feel like we deserved to be in there last year. I thought last year we were a snub. I think this year, if we don't get in, which I mean, it's always a possibility, but I think that would be a massive oversight and a big error on New Japan's part. I really do. I don't really. I'm trying to kind of mince words because I don't want to be the guy that's just like super negative or New Japan's been really great to Jarrell and myself. Uh, but I would be honestly really fucking pissed if we're not in tag league. I think that we deserve it. I think that we're absolutely on the level. I think that every time we're in a match, we prove that we're on that level. And it's one of those things where at some point, I realize that not everything always moves at the speed of light or the speed that you want it to, but I don't know how long we have to be ready and how much we have to prove we belong to deserve to be there in order to get one of those spots. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. The only thing I can do is keep working as hard as I can. Uh, but it's I guess we'll see. We'll find out here coming up pretty soon. What their decision is on tag league, but I'm definitely not gonna just like sit down and be a good soldier and just take it and like be happy about it if we don't make it this year. I probably will have to at least make my voice heard.
So, what's the current contract status with New Japan Pro Wrestling? Has it changed since the last time we spoke?
Shit, I'm still free agent as hell.
Okay.
Unfortunately, still trying to find someone to put a ring on it. Um, I don't mind the freelancing because it has allowed me to do some really cool stuff and go wherever I want and whatnot. But I'm reaching the point where I would really like a little bit more stability in my career, and
Hmm.
I'm open to exploring all possibilities. As far as things like that go, and I don't know. I don't know how to say this without being like super cryptic and sounding like I'm just making shit up or whatever. But I will say in the past few days, without getting into like super details, that I do have people that are starting to be interested in me in some of these bigger TV companies. So we'll see. Like I like where I'm at, and I would love to do more with New Japan, but I'm also not like gonna just wait around and wait out my prime for them to realize what they have on their hands. Because I do know that having Royce Isaacs is something special. This is just not just any old wrestler.
So say Pro Wrestling Noah or All Japan Pro Wrestling or even DDT Pro Wrestling. They want to sign you and Jarrell and feature you two as one of their premier tag teams. You'd be willing to listen to those offers?
Yeah, all day.
Okay. Because I think you guys against Kento Miyahara and Yuma Yagi for the All Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles would be an absolutely stellar match.
I love to wrestle Kenta Miyahara. That's absolutely on the bucket list, wrestling list. I'm with the plan too, if that's what it ends up being.
Okay, yeah. So okay, awesome. So Pro Wrestling No and All Japan Pro Wrestling, you guys listening, you guys want a top tag team, West Coast Wrecking Crew. And then he's just said right here he'd be willing to listen to any offer from Pro Wrestling Noah or All Japan. So you will listen to it. And do you think New Japan Pro Wrestling would pull the trigger on a contract if you start discussing, well, maybe I'll sign with Pro Wrestling Noah?
Um, I don't know. I don't know where New Japan's head at. I don't know where their head's at with Jarrell and myself. I don't know where their head's
Okay.
at with me. In all honesty, I would hope so. I would love to continue to work with New Japan. Like that would obviously be great. That'd be ideal. But I kind of can't. Like I have to keep progressing in my career, and I have to keep moving up. And if that continues to be doing stuff with New Japan and New Japan Strong, then great. If that's somewhere else, like as until they actually like lock me down, I have to explore all options. So and then it's on them if I do get an offer somewhere and they want to match it, great. And if they don't, then no hard feelings. Like that's their business decision, and it would be my career goal to make sure that they understand that that's a mistake. You know?
All right, awesome, man, awesome. So you mentioned Impact Wrestling. What do you think the West Coast Wrecking Crew could bring to Impact Wrestling? I think that would be a great landing spot for you guys. But what do you think you guys could bring to Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, I think that we could bring a lot because we would be a fresh face in the tag division. I think they probably they have a really good tag division going. Don't get me wrong, we just experienced part of that by wrestling in
Yeah,
that match with Bay and Ace Austin. But I think they could definitely use a new fresh face. I think we bring a dynamic that no other team on the Indies that's doing stuff is really bringing uh, to a wrestling match right now. So I think that um, I think we would slot in. I think we'd slot in Impact really well, but I'm biased. I feel like we'd slot in with any of the big companies really well in their tag divisions. Um, I who doesn't love a good old wrecking crew come in, wreck shop, throw some people around, and call it a day.
absolutely, man. So I want to try something here. I have three old school legendary tag teams. I'm gonna name them. I want you to tell me how the West Coast Wrecking Crew would match up against them if you guys had like a dream match.
Okay.
So we'll start West Coast Wrecking Crew against the Rock and Roll Express
Oh man. Well, we're talking like in their prime.
in their prime. Yeah, 1985 West Coast Rock and Roll Express.
I mean, I got to give all respects to Rock and Roll Express because they have really kept it going even into current times and whatnot. Um, I think it would be an interesting one because they have faced other wrecking crews before.
Yeah,
Uh, I
yeah,
think it would
that's
be a
true.
kind of a similar stylistic kind of matchup. I think strength and power wise, we would have obviously the advantage there, and we'd kind of have to lay into that more. Obviously, they have even more tag experience than we do, and they would have a lot of tricks up their sleeves and craftiness. But I think we would actually match up really well with them, just from like a pure athleticism standpoint. I think they really, maybe those tricks would work, and maybe they'd run out of tricks, and we'd come out on top. So actually, honestly, I think that'd be a really good matchup for us.
Now you mentioned the Wrecking Crew. I was gonna say West Coast Wrecking Crew versus the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, but Ole and Gene Anderson. That Ole and Gene
Ah,
Anderson.
see, if it was with Arn, I think I'd maybe give them the nod. But Oli and Gene, I think me and Jarrell got that. It'd
Yeah,
be a brawl. It would be I'm sure I'd have a knot on my head the next day and a black eye and whatnot. But I think at the end of the day, we can go brawl for brawl with them. But when it comes to some of like the technical stuff, as far as power moves and mat work and whatnot, I think we'd have a little bit of an edge on them. But it would be they would make us earn it. That's for damn sure.
Dory and Terry Funk.
Wow.
And that's the last one. That's the last one I'll bring up.
Yeah, no, that would be a really good one. I think they're so well rounded and kind of can do it all. That would be maybe the toughest matchup for us out of the three that you mentioned. Because I think they could find ways to match us on every front type of thing. But boy, I would love to get a time machine and try to do something like that. Because I think even just the grappling around at the beginning would be something to really witness.
Yeah, that would be a terrific match. That's definitely one match I would love to see. That'd be a main event anywhere, man. October 20th, Dalton Castle. You have a big match with Dalton Castle upcoming. So tell me your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm super amped for that one. Dalton Castle is actually someone I've wanted to work for years. Uh, but for a long time he was kind of when he was signed exclusively to ROH, obviously that wasn't really a possibility. So once he started doing indies again, and then he did Lucha Libre last back in June, I just told Nick, hey, if you get the opportunity to bring him in again, I'd really love to match up with him. I know he's a fellow Division III wrestler. He had a little more success than me at that level, but he comes from a really good amateur background, and he's quite the showman now. So definitely someone I'm super looking forward to locking horns with. I think Dalton Castle is one of those really amazing talents that's a phenomenal amateur athlete and a phenomenal showman, and really combines it in a way that there's a reason why he's at where he's at. So I'm looking forward to clashing with him.
All right, last question, man. Is there one match you hope to have before the end of 2023?
Hmm. Speedball Bailey 101.
Oh, that would be awesome. I was going to suggest Josh Alexander, but Speedball Bailey, Mike Bailey would be a terrific match as well.
Yeah, Josh Alexander has to happen at some point as well, especially now that I'm also team ball. We have to have like maybe like a loser grows hair match or something like that.
There you go, man. All right, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad we were able to get this done. Good luck, man. I hope you get that contract soon. You definitely deserve it. You and Jarrell definitely deserve it. I got my fingers crossed for you, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future, man.
I appreciate that, Lou. It's always great talking with you, man. Take it easy, brother.
All right, let's do this again soon, man. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.